that's only a snippet, sister girl. It is so powerful, and I love the way you say how you, I don't have your mantra down packed, but how you say one sister girl at a time. I love it that you realize that the elephant is too huge, meaning that the issue is so huge that one woman, meaning yourself, can't do it all. You can't do it all, but you can do it one sister girl at a time. And while you're doing that, you're recruiting other women. You're teaching them. You're a Naomi, so to speak, in most cases. You also place yourself in the Ruth seat, where you're gleaning from other women. I've followed you for some time, and I love the trajectory in which greatness is taking you. I love it. So you were getting ready to say something, though.
Because I say one sister girl at a time, because it's about developing that relationship.
Yes.
We as women need to understand my relationship with you is different than my relationship than with let's say a Sherilyn,
yes,
or a Keisha.
Yes.
And because you have relationships with those women doesn't necessarily mean that my relationship with them is the same as relationship that I have with you. Oftentimes we need to understand, just because you're my friend, girl, does not necessarily mean that our relationship is always going to be the same regardless of what happens in life. Sometimes we need to understand that relationships change. I mean, they come in and out of season, and we are friends. I want necessarily say friend. I'm not necessarily talking about you, but I'm just talking about women in general.
Yes.
Relationships change, and it depends on what's happening at that particular point in time. For example, I do have friend girls.
Yes.
But they don't necessarily walk this journey with me. I don't get mad at them, not irritated with them. That is not their assignment. I accepted my assignment, and that's what I'm going to do. You accepted your assignment,
yes,
and that's what you do.
Yes.
Oftentimes, we need to understand that each one of us have our own journey,
yes,
that we have to endure.
Yes.
And sometimes we take people with us, and sometimes we don't. And some of the women that we take with us, I should say people, men too.
Yes.
That we take with, because they are there to do something to help us move whatever their journey is, to help undergird us, help educate us, make sure we got the resources available so that we can do the work. It's not meant for everybody to lead everything, and oftentimes we misinterpret our assignment.
Yes.
There are a zillion nonprofits in our community. Why do we have to have somebody to start another one doing the same thing, and we all begging for the same crumbs? How come you just can't undergird that woman that's already doing the work and make sure that she has the resources to go forward? You don't have to lead it.
Sister girl.
Just help her move it forward.
You know what? I've heard someone say to you when you had me at your previous
I am comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh, I know the name of it. I was getting ready to say that, but what I'm saying is they were saying to you, you have such an overwhelming response to all that you do, sister girl. Why don't you become a nonprofit? And I overheard you say exactly what you're saying on air. Callers, I want you to call in. Do we have a caller? Okay, 901-260-5926. Call in if you want to speak to Sister Girl and ask her your questions. But you did say that, Sister Girl. I overheard you say that. You said, I don't need to start another nonprofit. There are too many others. What this is a movement. This is about community. And then you quoted your mantra. And I can't do it because I don't want to mess it up. But I so love the way that you engaged in that conversation, letting them know it's not always about starting a new nonprofit, because there are so many and we're all vying for those same dollars. But I see the response. I see how women respond to what you're doing. And I want you to give right now, because I'll be in the house. I'm going to, Pastor R has already said it. We're headed to on Poplar or Union, wherever the minor medical is. Because if I have to get a cocktail, I don't like medicines and all of that. But whatever we have to do for what I'm going to be there. Because this is amazing. It's about being authentic. It's about reciprocity. It's about accountability. It's about being Naomi, and at times being Ruth, being able to vacillate between the two. That's basically what you said, because you said that relationships change and they develop in different ways. And sometimes I am a Naomi, and other times I'm a Ruth, and I have to accept that and be okay with that, because I'm not going to be a Naomi to everyone.
Yeah.
I have to glean. I have to glean. And once you say that, Pastor R, I want you to give the information, the date, and where they can secure their tickets, and whether they'll be able to pay at the door. Go ahead, Pastor R. I'm sorry.
Well, we have in certain demographics where you have a community of people, which the world is changing every day, and it seems like that the world is kind of moving more away from family than it used to be. So when Dr. Rich talked about reciprocity and education, a lot of women don't realize that, that the elders have to have apprentices. They have to have young ladies who's really not getting the education and that experience from home from other mature women of the faith, or other mature women within whatever occupation that can help women become, virtuous women that they need to be in the lives of the men that they're going to marry or make sure life with. So we need women like you and like Dr.
Yes.
Rich, who are sharing these experiences with other young women. And we have some people going to be divisive, or they're going to have some kind of opposing of what you guys are trying to do, because they don't understand reciprocity. So I think it's a good thing, because even though cultures are different, it all boils down to building community.
Let me say this, sir. You are absolutely correct. Naomi and Ruth, I'm going to bring the 21st century. Naomi and Ruth was the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law. If you don't know the story, go back and read the story of Ruth in the Bible. Okay, 21st century. Two women, two different sides of the track. One educated, one uneducated. The one that was educated, which was Ruth, was willing to make sure that Naomi had the resources that she needed to run that household. Naomi is the one that was uneducated, but still, she knew how to prepare Ruth for Boaz. Everybody keeps saying, I ain't gonna say everybody, I'm gonna say women. Keep saying they're looking for them a Boaz. I'm looking for me a Boaz. You can't have a Boaz if you are not a Ruth. You got to be willing to sit and learn and be taught. If you don't know how to sit at a table, if you don't know how to fill out a resume for a job, if you don't know how to drive a car, you got to be prepared in order to accept for Boaz, because Boaz was not a dumb man. Boaz was a smart man. Boaz was a rich man, and he wanted somebody that's going to help him grow that community. In order to grow that community, you got to be equipped. And if you're not willing to sit at the feet and learn to be equipped, how you going to be accept for Boaz? That's why he keep passing you by. That's why he keep walking past. You are not the one. You may think you are a Ruth, but in order to be a Ruth, you got to be accepted and be taught by a Naomi. A Naomi was an educated woman because she knew how to care herself. She didn't walk around here butt naked.
Come on, sister girl.
She didn't walk around here using all this foul language. She didn't do any of those things. She carried herself in a graceful manner. Yes. And Ruth saw in Naomi what she did not see in herself.
Wow.
But in order for Ruth to sit at the feet of Naomi, Naomi got to be right too.
Yes. Sister girl, you preaching. I think I'll do an online.